Assalamu alaikum. A very good afternoon. I'm Muqaddas Binte Khurram, and I'll share my screen now so we can start on the presentation. Okay, so Assalamu alaikum. I'm Muqaddas Binte Khurram. I'm currently studying medical technology at Liaquat National Hospital and Medical College. I will be a respiratory therapist. I just did my last exam a week ago, and I'm working at a hospital as a respiratory therapist in the ICU. So today I'm here to present the barriers and facilitators of physical activity among pregnant women in Karachi. Here is a brief outline of what we'll go through in the entire presentation. To emphasize the
Hello.
urgency of middle.
Sorry for the interrupt. Actually,
Yeah.
your voice is like it's echoing. I couldn't hear it
Okay.
properly.
Better now?
Can you please be a little louder?
Is this better now?
Yes, now it is audible.
Okay, should I restart from the beginning?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon. I am Muqaddas Binte Khurram. I'm currently studying medical technology at Liaquat National Hospital and Medical College. And I'm also working as a respiratory therapist in the medical ICU of South City Hospital. Today, I'm here to present the barriers and facilitators of physical activity among pregnant women in Karachi. Here is a brief overview of what we'll cover in the entire presentation, starting from introduction, rationale, objectives, methodology, results, discussion, and conclusion. Is that it's important to note that in 2020 alone, nearly 800 women died every day due to preventable causes related to pregnancy and childbirth. Despite the known benefits of pregnancy, especially during pregnancy, such as lowering the risk of gestational diabetes, excessive weight gain, eclampsia, preterm delivery, barriers to maintaining physical activity, especially during pregnancy, remains a significant concern. As noted in 2016, only 36% of women in Hyderabad were able to meet the WHO's recommendation of 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity per week. Therefore, the study aims to address the gap in research on physical activity levels among pregnant women in Karachi, and hence the objective was to assess physical activity levels among pregnant women and identify its barriers and facilitators. Therefore, we've conducted a cross-sectional survey in the Gynae and Obs Clinic of Liaquat National Hospital from October 2022 to February 2023. Via purposive sampling, we included healthy pregnant women of any gestational age, excluding non-consenting women and those who weren't fluent in English or Urdu. A sample size of 264 was calculated using OpenEpi. And the translated version of the Pregnancy Physical Activity Questionnaire, PPAQ, was employed for data collection and calculation of physical activity frequency, intensity, and duration in meta-hours per week. The PPAQ questionnaire consists of 32 questions assessing household, caregiving, occupational, transportation, and exercise activities. It classifies the activities into sedentary, light, moderate, or vigorous intensities, with instructions for calculating frequency, duration, and intensity. To enhance the accessibility and minimize bias, we administered the questionnaire through interviews carried by researchers. Additionally, we made cultural adaptations, such as replacing uphill climbing to taking the stairs to better reflect local practices. The data was analyzed using SPSS version 22, employing descriptive statistics for sociodemographics, PPAQ score guide for physical activity levels, Quiscal values for intergroup comparison among the 3 trimesters, and logistic regression to adjust for confounders. According to our analysis, the mean age of participants was 27 years, with an average gestational age of 20 weeks. 51% of our participants were primigravida, 92% resided within Karachi, 98% had received formal education, while only 20% were employed. The total median PPAQ score was 155 meta-hours per week among pregnant women. The highest by intensity was for sedentary activities, being 51 meta-hours per week, and the highest by type was 62 meta-hours per week for household and caregiving activities. The intergroup comparison of type of physical activity among pregnant women showed that women in their second trimester were most active in household, caregiving, and occupational activities, while women in their third trimester were most active in exercise. We also observed the most significant difference in moderate intensity physical activity I'm sorry, did it get disconnected? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, should I restart? We were on this slide when it got disconnected?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The most common facilitators of physical activity in pregnancy were having a supportive family, having domestic help at home, and having a supportive spouse, while the most common facilitators of physical activity, or the most common barriers of physical activity, were were caution, lethargy, and safety concerns. It is noteworthy that only women in their second trimester were able to meet the WHO's recommendation of 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity per week. When comparing multiple Asian studies, common barriers such as lack of knowledge, lethargy were reported. Additionally, barriers unique to Karachi were limited access to exercise facilities and safety concerns. An Irani study also showed concurrent results by reporting household, caregiving, and sedentary activities the highest forms of physical activity. Furthermore, a systemic review reinforces the importance of social support and economic status in influencing physical activity during pregnancy. In conclusion, many pregnant women in Karachi fall short of the recommended physical activity levels. The discrepancy in adequate physical activity levels in first and third trimester underscores the need for targeted interventions. Therefore, we recommend community-based physical activity programs, trimester-specific physical activity counseling, and longitudinal studies to assess the effectiveness of these interventions. Here are the key references for my study. Lastly, I'd like to thank you all for your precious time and my team for endless support. Please feel free to if you have any questions or if you want to link for further collaborations, and I'd be happy to take any questions that you may have now. Thank you. Are there any questions, or do you have any recommendations for the research?